Have you ever asked to yourself, the eggs that you eat every day, the eggs that goes on your plate every day, where do they come from? So today in this video we will try to discuss about that, and we will also try to analyze which eggs are better, whether caged eggs are better or free range eggs are better. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing good. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the topic. So how eggs are produced? Well, eggs are produced by chickens, but the question is how chickens are raised. In world, most of the hens are raised in the cage-like structure, which is called battery cage. In US alone, more than 90% of hens are raised in battery cages. And in US, the population of hens is roughly around 345 million. So that means more than 250 million of hens spend their 1 year of a lifetime in cages, which is nothing bigger than this A4 sheet of paper. So that means they spend 1 year of their adult life in a space which is roughly similar to this, where they can't basically do anything at all. Apart from battery cages, there are cage-free systems. Some of them are called aviary, where they have many different layers of perches and wooden structures where chickens can fly from one layer to another layer to another layer. They may have 3-4 different layers. And there is another type of housing system called floor housing system or barn housing system, where few hundreds to few thousand chickens are raised in a farm where the floor is covered by different type of litter materials, for example wood shavings or straw. And in addition to this, there is another housing system which is called free range housing system, which is getting popularity these days, especially among the people who care about animal welfare. And in this free range housing system, chickens are basically housed in a floor inside a farm, but they have facility to go outside. That means they can go outside during their daytime, where they can do whatever they want, from pecking to foraging to walking to flying. So they basically have option to do anything they want. So how these battery cages started? Well, in the decades of 1930, farmers wanted to isolate egg-laying hens from non-egg-laying hens so that they could easily manage those non-egg-laying hens. Apart from that, there was added benefit, because when they were housing hens in the cages, their feces would drop down, so that there was a break in disease cycle and parasite cycle, so there was less disease in those birds. And also there was an improvement in air quality, because they could easily remove those feces or droppings, so that there was less emission of dust particle from the dry feces. So air quality got better. You could house many hens in small cage and small cage-like structure, and also there was improvement in disease management and individual hen management. So that was really an improvement to traditional style of farming. And later on, that got industrialized, and in industry they started having many cages in a row that looked like a battery, and that's how it got the name of battery cages. And if you take an example of UK alone, in 1950-1951, there were less than 10% of cages and more than 90% of free range or cage-free hens. But in 1980, it was something like more than 95% of housing system was caged housing system, and only roughly around 5% of egg production system was cage-free and free-range housing system. So this cage really revolutionized the egg production system, and egg production system became really efficient. Although battery cages revolutionized egg production system, they have their own issues. So if you don't know what a battery cage looks like, it is simply a slopy cage-like structure where the floor is made up of small thin wire. That means the bird has to stand on the small wire-like structure for more than a year. And in one side of the cage, there is a nipple drinker where bird can drink water, where the hens can drink water. And in another side, there is a small feed section where hens feed. And that's all. There is nothing else in that battery cages. It's all barren, there is nothing, and there is restriction for birds to perform their natural behavior. So for example, nesting behavior is really important for hens, and hens lay eggs every single day. So that means they are highly motivated to perform nesting behavior right before they lay eggs, and they don't have facility to do that in in battery cages. And apart from nesting behavior, there are other behaviors such as dust bathing behavior, and also there are perching behavior, where they want to stand on perch or branch so that they have a vision of surrounding and they feel safe. They can't do that in battery cages. Also, they can't walk from here to there in battery cages. They can't do foraging behavior and pecking behavior in battery cages. Basically, they can't do anything apart from eating, drinking, laying eggs. Again, next day, eating, drinking, laying eggs. That's all. So they don't have opportunity to do anything else. And if you compare the birds from wild animals, what do they do? And if you compare the birds that are in battery cages, there is a vast difference. That is the reason why EU banned battery cages from their member countries in 2012, and the trend is being followed by many other countries as well. So with all these drawbacks of battery cages, the question may arise in your mind, is free range farming really better or the only solution to battery cages? Well, free range farming system is also not 100% perfect, because in free range housing system and cage free housing system, the mortality of bird is really high compared to battery cages. Because remember, there is a break in disease cycle and parasite cycle in battery cages, because they were separated from their feces droppings. So that doesn't happen in free range and cage free system. So that means there is more disease and there is more mortality. And also there are more chances of bird flu in free range housing system, because they are open and they can get bird flu from wild birds. And also there is a chance of death from predatory birds. So predator birds can attack those hens which are outside. And also there is one really important welfare issues in free range and cage free system, and that is called feather pecking. This continues to be one of the most important welfare issues in laying hens, especially in floor hens and free range hens. And what happens here is, one bird which is an aggressive bird, which is a feather pecker, that keeps on pecking other victim birds, and that can peck until the bird dies sometimes, and that is called cannibalism. So that means when the bird is pecking another bird, the bird may get big injury, and there might be a bleeding, severe pain, and the bird might ultimately die of feather pecking and cannibalism, and which is a big welfare issues in laying hens. So that means free range housing system is also not free from drawbacks. And imagine if you have a big farm where you have roughly around 20,000 birds, and there are several birds which are aggressive that are pecking 100 other birds. That means you are going to suffer a huge financial loss from that. So what is the solution here? Should you only buy free range eggs? Should you avoid battery eggs at all? Well, I think it comes down to your personal choice, what you think is important. If you think freedom is absolutely important for hens, then you should only go with free range eggs. And I have already mentioned battery cage also have its own advantages, and also free range housing system also has its own disadvantages. Not a single housing system is perfect. They have their own welfare issues. I personally buy free range eggs because I feel that is more important from welfare point of view, but free range is also not perfect. So what I try to do is, I try to find the housing system which is really small and local, so that there are few hens and they have a lot of space to walk around, so that there is a very less issue of feather pecking also. Because if there are a small number of hens, that means there will be less welfare issues, probably. And also there is another problem, because free range eggs are more expensive than eggs that come from battery cages. And if you can't afford, then you will ultimately buy battery eggs, because you can't afford free range eggs. And if you talk about industrialized housing system, then maybe what you should do is, you should try to get the advantages of all the housing system. Get advantages of battery cages, get advantages of aviary, get advantages of barn, and get advantages of free range, and make a blend type of housing system where the welfare of laying hens is at its best, if not perfect, better than most other housing system. So something like a blend type of housing system, which is more animal welfare friendly than other housing system. Because I think the demand of eggs are not going to stop, because world's population is ever increasing, and there will be more demand of egg day by day. And egg is very digestible and cheaper and environmentally friendly than most other meat source. So I don't think production of egg will stop and demand of egg will stop. So that's what I think, guys. I hope you like this video, you like the content of this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment below in the comment section which eggs do you prefer, which eggs do you like to buy. So that's it guys for today. I'll see you in next video. Bye.